Hello everyone. So welcome once again to the second session of Akbar the Great, a case study. In this module, I'll be basically discussing on the conquest under Akbar, which all regions he conquered, how he conquered, and the different battles fought under his rule and during his rule. Okay, and his other alliances, other policies and strategies, friendly strategies, friendship with Rajput and so on. Okay, so let's begin. Conquest under Akbar. Throughout his reign, Akbar followed the policy of conquest. He started expanding his territories. He conquered Malwa, Gujarat, Bengal, Kabul, Kashmir and Khandesh. Due to these conquests, Akbar succeeded in building an empire that stretched from the Hindu Kush in the west to the Brahmaputra in the east and from the Himalayas in the north to the Godavaris in the south, at almost entire India. So let us study about the conquest of Akbar. First is battle against Malwa and Gondwana. Baz Bahadur, an Afghan, was the king of Malwa that time. Okay. When Akbar sent his forces for its capture in 1561 AD. This was Akbar's first battle as independent emperor. Now, he was not a minor, okay. He grew into an adult king, okay. So this was his first battle, that is Battle of Malwa. Malwa was easily captured as Baz Bahadur did not put up the fight and fled. In 1564 AD, Akbar attacked Gondwana and captured it. Queen Durgavati was ruling Gondwana that time as regent for her minor son. Even Durgavati's son was minor that time, young enough to become the king. Therefore, she was ruling the empire on behalf of her son. She fought valiantly, but she was defeated in the battle. Queen Durgavati committed suicide after the defeat. That was very sad part. Friendship with Rajputs. Akbar did not want to waste his resources in fighting the brave Rajputs. So he did not, I told you earlier also that he did not believe in war. He believed in peace and harmony. And this is how he expanded his territories. So he did not wanted to waste his resources by fighting wars and you can say he did not want to bitter his relationships with other like Rajputs and other native rulers. Okay, so he did not want to waste his resources in fighting the brave Rajputs. He realized the help of the valiant Rajput warriors would be quite useful. He took those things as his strength. He took the bravery of Rajput as his own strength. So see how positive, what kind of positive outlook Akbar had. Okay, so these are the qualities we must also adopt in our life. Okay, so he realized with the help of the valiant Rajput warriors would be quite useful in his battles for expansion. Therefore, to win the friendship of the Rajput, Akbar undertook the following steps. Now we come to the very interesting part of it. What did Akbar do to win the confidence of the Rajput? Okay, first is he offered matrimonial alliances to the Rajput rulers. He married to Jodhabai. Okay, he granted honors and high positions to Rajput rulers and nobles. Important provinces like Gujarat, Lahore, Kabul and Agra were put under the control of the Rajputs. Raja Bhagwan Das served as joint governor of Lahore, while his son Raja Man Singh was given the charge of Kabul. So this is how he was successful to get the confidence of the Rajputs. Rajput nobles like Birbal and Todarmal held high positions in his court. Akbar did not annex the kingdoms of the Rajput rulers, okay, whom he defeated in the wars. So what he did, instead of capturing those kingdoms, after accepting the suzerainty of Akbar, so those Rajput rulers he had defeated, he did not wanted to capture their regions, capture their territories. What he wanted, that they should accept him as a king. Okay, so accept the suzerainty of Akbar. They enjoyed political independence, however they had to pay an annual tribute to Akbar. So this is what Akbar wanted, that they should respect him as their king. Okay, and annually they must pay him a tribute. He did not interfere with the culture and religion of the Rajputs. So you are happy with your religion, you follow your religion, and I will follow my religion. So he did not have any kind of a dispute that he did not accept it that they will not follow their religion. No. Be happy with your own religion, follow your own religion. Okay, according to your will. He did not interfere with the culture and religion of the Rajput. That was very good, isn't it? Next, we move on to battle against Mewar. Uday Singh of Mewar, that time the ruler of Mewar, refused to give his daughter in marriage to Akbar. Why? Because of the caste difference. Akbar was a Muslim ruler. So why Uday Singh of Mewar will give his daughter's hand in marriage to Akbar? So angry at Uday Singh's refusal, he did not accept it. Why? How can Uday Singh refuse a king? Okay. So Akbar attacked Chittor, the capital of Mewar, with that anger. The Mughal forces laid siege of the Chittor fort, also called Chittorgarh, for 4 months and then captured it. Okay. Resistance by Rana Pratap Singh. Next incident. The capture of Mewar signaled the end of the Rajput resistance to the Mughal rule. Soon most of the Rajput rulers accepted Akbar's suzerainty. Okay, they accepted Akbar as their king. However, Rajput of Mewar kept their resistance alive in Udaipur. But still, Rajput rulers of Mewar, that is Raja Uday Singh and all, they did not accept Akbar as their king still. Okay, they continued fighting with Akbar, they resisting with Akbar, which was founded by Uday Singh after escaping from Chittor. After the death of Uday Singh, his son Rana Pratap Singh carried on the fight against Akbar. So, this fight against Akbar continued under Rana Pratap Singh. Next, we move on to, in the Battle of Haldighati, in the Battle of Haldighati, 1576 AD, the army of Rana Pratap Singh clashed with the Mughal army which was led by Raja Man Singh of Amber. The Rajput of Mewar were defeated and Mewar was annexed into the Mughal Empire. However, Rana Pratap continued his fight till death. That means, till Rana Pratap's death, he did not accept Akbar as his king. Next, we move on to Bengal, Gujarat and the northwest. Akbar himself led an expedition against Gujarat in 1578 AD and captured it. Bengal was annexed in 1574. In the northwest, Akbar captured Kabul, Kandahar, Kashmir and Balochistan. These were various conquests led by Akbar. Next, we move on to campaigns in the Deccan. Now we move on to south. In the Deccan, Khandesh was the first kingdom that accepted Akbar's suzerainty in 1576 AD. However, other Deccan kingdoms like Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Golconda and Berar refused to become part of the Mughal Empire. Akbar launched attacks on these kingdoms and succeeded in conquering Berar, Golconda, Bijapur, Daulatabad and parts of Ahmednagar. In Ahmednagar, the Mughal forces were challenged by Chand Bibi. Again, he came across a lady ruler who was the regent of the young ruler of the kingdom. It was only after the death of Chand Bibi that Mughals succeeded in capturing Ahmednagar. That means till Chand Bibi was alive, Akbar was not successful in capturing Ahmednagar. But after Chand Bibi died, then he succeeded in capturing Ahmednagar. So I hope till here you all have understood this. So next module, I'll continue this chapter. Thank you everyone.